guys, it's me again. I wasn't actually planning on filming anything until later in the week when I go to the library and can do a library book haul. But I decided to film this today. Well, actually, I tried to film this yesterday. It took 3 attempts. First time, I went over the time limit. Second time, it wasn't recording. And third time, I don't even remember what happened. Oh no, sorry, first time I was called for dinner. Second time I went over the time, and the third time I forgot to actually press record. So I gave up. But anyway, this video is a Harry Potter tag that I found on YouTube. It's Starszbooks or something. That started it. I'll put the link in the description so you can go check her out and stuff. And it's basically 3 questions about Harry Potter. You can tell why I went over the time limit because anybody that's watched any of my videos practically knows that I'm like a massive Harry Potter fan, so it could take a while. But first off, we have your favourite Potter book. For me, it has to be Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. No, sorry, Half-Blood Prince. I can't even remember. Because I didn't really know. I just thought it was a really good book. It was the first one I could remember being really excited about. I was 2 when the first book came out, so obviously I was too young. And I was 5 when the first film came out. I watched the film when it came out on DVD, so I was close to 6 by the time I watched it, and then I got obsessed. My mum started reading me Philosopher's Stone, and halfway through I started reading it from her, because I took it from her. I was a very early reader. So yeah. And I read all the books. Order of the Phoenix was already out by the time I got to Goblet of Fire, so my parents bought me that one, and I read that. I'd read them all by the time I was like 7 or 8, something like that. So this was the first one I could remember actually waiting for ages. I was 9 when this book came out in 2005, and I was so incredibly excited. It came out just before the summer holidays, I think, or possibly in the summer holidays. 6-week vacation, and my mum worked, so I was with relatives quite a lot. And I went to my aunt's when I was nearly finished this. We went out for lunch, and I was in like a 45-minute car journey, and it went by like that because I was so close to finishing this that I was like reading so much. And I got back in the car and just like started reading it, and I finished it, and I was just like, oh my god, that was amazing. Like even then I could just see what an amazing plot this was. It really just, it's always been the favourite. When I read it, it was my favourite one, and after Deathly Hallows, and I've reread the series a million times, and this is just definitely my favourite one. It's very sort of, it gets a lot darker. I know that the series takes a dark turn in Goblet of Fire, especially Order of the Phoenix. I'd say more in Order of the Phoenix. And but this one is sort of, obviously, this is a spoiler, but like if you haven't watched all the films or read all the books or both, don't watch this. Like, if you've only watched the films, fine. If you've only read the books, fine. If you've done both, fine. But if you've not watched all of them or read all of them, don't watch this because it's going to be spoilers. Obviously, there's Harry's godfather's death, Sirius Black, in the 5th one, and the end of Order of the Phoenix. And I just think him grieving was really, in this one, was a key part of it. And he's grieving and he just wants everything to go away, and yet you've got like this massive war to fight, and it really leads up to the war. I also like the introduction of romance. Obviously you had Ginny and Harry, and although Hermione was really predictable, I don't personally like that ship. Nothing against J.K. Rowling, but I'd rather ship Hermione and Harry personally, Harmony, or Hermione, but Hermione's been overused in fan fictions. But yeah, this was really where you realised, oh my god, Ron and Hermione are going to get together, because you had the whole of Lavender thing, and like, yeah, it just really... But I just really liked this one because I just thought the plot was really complicated. There was a lot of character development with all of them, particularly Draco, and I'd always thought that Draco was there was more to him than just this really mean kid, and that showed. And then obviously Dumbledore's death was inevitable, and then when it happened, that really showed, oh my god, what the hell's going to happen now? And it showed that Harry was alone in the war as well, so yeah, that's my favourite book. As you can see, this only came out in like 2005, but it's kind of wearing it down because I've read it so many times. But I'm going to get a box set of all the new books soon. Favourite film is not Half-Blood Prince. I was the most excited for that, and they massacred it. Like, I think Warner Brothers did a good job of most of the films, but I was really, really, honestly so upset with Half-Blood Prince. Like, it was too light. Like, they missed out a lot of it. The massive battle, like, I know fair enough in the last two films, especially the last one, there was going to be a big battle, but it was very important. Harry and Ginny's love story, if you like, was completely off, and there was no on-screen chemistry, I didn't think. And I was really disappointed. It was too light, there was too much humour. It's okay to have a bit of humour, but the whole thing was more of a comedy film, and I was just so disappointed. That was the first time I came out of a theatre from the Harry Potter movies, and was like, is that it? I was just really upset. But Warner Brothers have done the films well. I was watching another video who was talking about the Hunger Games, and she said, on a scale of how good book to film adaptations are, you've got The Lovely Bones being absolutely awful, because that was, like, I watched the film first, hated it, I was just like, what the hell is this? Read the book and loved it, and they just they massacred that. And then right at the top, yes, Harry Potter fans hate Twilight people, hate Twilight books. It's not the best series in the world, but I've got to admit, in terms of accuracy, Breaking Dawn Part 1 was the best adaptation that I've seen. It was very accurate. I went through a Twilight stage where I read the Twilight books, and it was very true to the books, so you've got to admit that. And Hunger Games was somewhere in the middle, and then most of the Harry Potter films was like up here, but that one was sort of with the Hunger Games-ish. Like, yeah, I just didn't like that one. But anyway, my actual favourite one is it's a toss-up between the very last one, because I thought the last two were done really well, but particularly Deathly Hallows Part 2. I won't spoil anything with that because it's not been out that long. Well, it has, but still. The deaths were just done brilliantly. I cried so much, and I just really loved that one. I know it was the last one, and I was so worried that they were going to ruin it, because if they did, then that would be the last sort of memory of it. But it was amazing. I also liked Philosopher's Stone more for nostalgia's sake. More for the sake of, this is what started my journey with Harry Potter. And I also liked Prisoner of Azkaban. I liked the book of that as well, and the film was good. But if I had to choose completely, it was Deathly Hallows Part 2. And the third and final question is ultimate Harry Potter experience. Now, I have a lot. So I think I'll just tell you a little anecdote about when I first watched Harry Potter. As I said, I was about 5 or so. We were supposed to be going to a theme park and we couldn't, so I was upset about that. My mum said, let's buy Harry Potter and watch that instead, so we did. And I absolutely loved it, but halfway through my mum said I haven't seen the cat in a while. So we paused the film and she went to call him, and it took a long time. But eventually he came out. We had this massive wall. This is like in my old house. I've moved like ages away from there now. But this was in my old house in a different county and everything. And it had like a massive wall. And I don't know how he managed to do it, but my cat was coming up and he was walking like he was drunk. And then he jumped down the wall. And it actually turned out that he'd been run over by a car. And, well, that's what they think anyway, and he'd actually broken his back. How he got over that wall, we'll never know, but I guess he wanted to come home. And we had to take him to the vets, and he was actually put to sleep. So that was in the middle of the Harry Potter film. And then I was really upset, because I was young. I mean, I'd be upset now anyway. And we just came home. I was upset. The next day we were still upset, but I just remember asking my mum, can I watch Harry Potter still? Because even though I was that upset, I still wanted to watch it, and that was what hooked me straight away. In terms of ultimate Harry Potter experience, I don't know really. I mean, today is Easter Monday. Yesterday was Easter Sunday, so like late happy Easter. And I got a Harry Potter Easter egg years ago. Not this time, I just screamed. This was when the films first came out, so it was sort of a really big hype, and they used to do Bertie Bott's Every Flavour beans and stuff in shop. And this was a proper Bertie Bott's. no, Harry Potter thing. It had like a dome and it was Harry and Hagrid outside Gringotts. And it had licorice wands in it. It had, which I didn't eat because I didn't like licorice, but still. It had Bertie Bott's every flavour beans. It had chocolate frogs. It had like popping candy stuff. Can't remember what the name was for that. It had like fizzing whizbees. It had so many different things. And I remember being so happy with that. I just thought I'd mention that. But I don't know about Ultimate. There's just so many memories. Like when I went to see the last film, you know, I always say that my last Christmas I had was my best Christmas because I got a Harry Potter wand and a snitch, and that started off my Harry Potter collection. I have a Harry Potter shelf up there, but I'm not going to show you because I have to take my phone off my makeshift tripod that I've made out of a stand for phones and stuff. Yeah, it's a bit hard to say really, but it's hard to put into words how much impact Harry Potter's had on my life. This looks like a piece of junk to anybody else because the covers come off, it's all crinkled, it's like waterlogged and everything when I read it in the bath. But it is like one of my most prized possessions because it started it off for me. Cover's upside down, sorry. Yeah, it's just, as I said, I'm going to replace my books. I don't know if I'll throw these out, I don't really want to, but this one is not going. Like, I am keeping this one forever. This is just, it's just one of my most prized possessions because it started everything off. It's had such an impact. I mean, this book here has been to about 4 different countries. It's been in hospital with me. I've been, in the last 12 months alone, I've been in hospital for a total of 8 weeks. This time last year, or just under, I was in for like 2 weeks, and then in September and October I was in for 5 weeks because nearly 5 weeks. I'm disabled. I've had to return to school in a wheelchair, and since then I've lost a lot of friends. And these books and Harry Potter have been with me. My only friends really, I've got a few friends in real life, but most of them are online, and I've met them through Harry Potter roleplay. So if it wasn't for Harry Potter, I wouldn't have those amazing friends that I do now. I mean, obviously I bought this necklace because of it. This jumper is like from a normal store, Primark, but the only reason I got it is because I thought it looked so much like a Weasley jumper. I don't know how much you can see, but it's got a H on it, which is actually the first letter of my last name, but it's meant to be Harvard, but it just looks like a Weasley jumper, and that's the one reason why I bought it. It was like £12, but it was just so much worth it and stuff, just because, yeah, that's just like the only reason I did. And I think what will be my ultimate Potter experience, which I'm so excited about, is in August, on the 13th, I turn 16. And I am going to Harry Potter Studios, Warner Bros. Harry Potter Studios in London. And I'm so excited. Me and my friend are going. She's so excited when I told her, and so was I. I didn't know. And now I do. They were going to save it to my birthday, my parents. They were going to tell us we were going somewhere else, and then just give me my birthday card with these tickets in. I would have exploded of excitement, but, like, I'd rather know now, because I can save up at the gift shop. There'll be videos and stuff. So yeah, that will be my ultimate Harry Potter experience. I could go on forever, but I really want this one to be under time. So hopefully this one has. Tell me in the comment section, or do a video response if you know anyone that's done a Harry Potter tag. If there are any other tags you want me to do, just let me know, because I like doing these. And keep watching my videos and stuff. I'm putting a video up in a minute as well. It's a book review of a book on Wattpad. Right now I was reading Gossip Girl, and now I'm not. Now I'm reading The Notebook, because Gossip Girl is rubbish. But I'll talk about that in my other video. So yeah, thanks for watching, and goodbye.